Malcolm watched Sean's face in the window, terrified, crying, reaching for him. The chopper rose 10 feet, 20, 30. Then a sound cut through the engine noise, a rifle shot. The helicopter's tail rotor exploded in sparks. The aircraft spun, tilted, started falling. Malcolm's heart stopped. It crashed into the desert 50 yards away. Dust and metal and flames. Malcolm ran, Bones beside him. Cutter. 30 brothers sprinting toward the wreckage. The chopper's side door hung open, smoke pouring out. Malcolm reached it first, looked inside. Rita was unconscious, slumped in the seat. Vance was crawling toward the cockpit, blood streaming from his head. And Sean? Gone. Malcolm spun. Where is he? Then he saw it. Small footprints in the dust, leading away from the wreck, into the darkness of the desert. Malcolm followed, running despite broken ribs, despite everything. Found Sean 50 feet away, collapsed in the sand. Not moving. Malcolm dropped beside him. Sean, stay with me. The boy's eyes opened, unfocused. Malcolm? I'm here. I got you. I knew you'd come. Then Sean's eyes rolled back. His breathing stopped. No! Malcolm's roar tore through the desert night. He grabbed Sean's shoulders, shook him. Don't you dare! Don't you dare! No pulse, no breath. Malcolm's hands moved on instinct, 30 compressions, hard and fast. Tilted the boy's head back, breathed into his mouth. Once, twice. Come on, kid, come on! Nothing. Bones dropped beside him. Brother, let me. He's not gone. Malcolm started compressions again, ribs screaming, collarbone grinding. He didn't care. Sean, you hear me? You don't get to quit. I didn't walk away from you. You don't walk away from me. 30 compressions, 2 breaths. Sean's chest hitched. He coughed, gasped. Eyes flew open. That's it. That's it. Malcolm pulled the boy up, held him. Breathe. Just breathe. Behind them, the helicopter wreckage groaned, then exploded, fireball lighting up the desert like a second sun. Vance crawled out of the flames. Face burned, uniform smoking, gun still in his hand. He raised it, pointed at Malcolm's back. You should have stayed down. The gunshot was deafening, but Malcolm didn't fall. Vance did. Agent Reeves stood 20 feet away, service weapon raised, smoke curling from the barrel. Behind her, FBI tactical team, DEA agents, Nevada State Police. Sheriff Cole Vance, you're under arrest. Her voice was ice. Drop the weapon. Vance laughed, wet, choking, blood on his teeth. You can't prove anything. Actually, I can. Reeves held up a phone. You've been live streaming to my office for the past hour. Every threat, every admission, every crime. Vance's face went white. The recorder Malcolm carried was a decoy, Reeves continued. The real feed came from Bones's vest camera. I have everything. Federal agents swarmed forward, cuffed Vance, read him his rights. Malcolm barely heard it. He held Sean, feeling the boy's heartbeat against his chest, alive, breathing. We need medical, Reeves shouted. Paramedics rushed in, tried to take Sean. The boy's hands locked around Malcolm's vest. Don't leave. Not going anywhere. Malcolm climbed into the ambulance with him. Bones followed. They rode in silence, sirens wailing, desert blurring past the windows. At the hospital, they took Sean to emergency. Malcolm tried to follow. A nurse stopped him. Sir, you're bleeding. You need treatment. I'm fine. Your collarbone's shattered, 3 ribs broken, internal bruising. You're not fine. Malcolm looked at the ER doors. Sean had disappeared through them. Will he live? The nurse's expression softened. Yes, thanks to you. Malcolm's legs gave out. Bones caught him. Easy, brother. They dragged Malcolm to a bed. Nurses swarmed, IVs, x-rays. Someone injected something that made the world go soft and distant. He woke up 18 hours later. Bones sat in the chair beside his bed, eyes closed, looking older than he had 2 days ago. "Brother," Malcolm's voice was gravel. Bones' eyes opened. "You're awake." "Sean?" "Stable. Concussion. Dehydration. But alive." Bones leaned forward. "Vance is in federal custody. Grimes and 12 deputies arrested. The DEA seized 200 kilos of heroin from the mine. Reeves is calling it the biggest bust in Nevada history." Malcolm exhaled. "The club?" Bones' face darkened. "Federal charges dropped. But we lost the clubhouse. Lost 3 brothers to injuries. And the town—" He shook his head. "They're calling us heroes. Press wants interviews. Mayor wants to give us a medal." "I don't want a medal." "I know." Bones smiled, tired. "But the kid does." He pulled out his phone, showed Malcolm a news clip, Sean on camera, arm in a sling, standing beside Rita and Agent Reeves. A reporter asking, "What do you want to say to the Hells Angels who saved you?" Sean looked directly at the camera. "Malcolm promised he wouldn't leave me, and he didn't. That's what family does." Malcolm's throat tightened. "He wants to see you," Bones said. "Soon as you can walk." "I can walk now." Malcolm stood. Every muscle screamed. Bones helped him down the hallway to the pediatric wing. Room 347. Malcolm pushed the door open. Sean sat up in bed, drawing on a sketch pad. His face lit up. "Malcolm!" Rita stood from the visitor's chair, eyes red from crying. She hugged Malcolm, careful of his injuries, and whispered, "Thank you, thank you, thank you." Malcolm walked to the bed, looked at Sean's drawing. A motorcycle, detailed this time. A man with a beard riding it, a boy in the passenger seat. At the bottom, "Family chose me." Malcolm sat on the edge of the bed. "You scared the hell out of me, kid." "Sorry." "Don't be sorry. Be alive." Sean nodded. Then, quieter, "What happens now?" "Mom and me, we don't have anywhere to go. The apartment's not safe." Rita's face crumpled. Malcolm looked at Bones. His VP nodded. "You're coming with us," Malcolm said. "Club's got a safe house in Carson City. You stay there until this blows over. Then we help you rebuild. New place. New start." "Why?" Rita's voice broke. "Why are you doing this?" Malcolm looked at Sean, saw himself at 12, scared, broken, alone. "Because somebody should have done it for me." A knock at the door. Agent Reeves stepped in, followed by a boy Malcolm recognized, Trent Vance. The bully looked smaller now, shoulders hunched, eyes red. "I'm sorry." Trent's voice cracked. "I didn't know what my dad was doing. I thought... He couldn't finish. Sean stared at him, silent. Trent pulled something from his pocket, Sean's backpack, the one that had been taken. "I found this. Thought you'd want it back." He set it on the bed, turned to leave. "Trent?" Sean's voice stopped him. The bully turned. "Thanks." Trent nodded, left. Reeves followed him out. Malcolm stood. "We'll let you rest." "Malcolm?" Sean's voice was small. "Will you come back tomorrow?" Malcolm smiled. "Every damn day, kid. Until you're sick of me." "I won't be." Outside in the hallway, Bones clapped Malcolm on the shoulder. "You did good, brother." "We did good." They walked toward the exit. Malcolm's phone buzzed. Text from an unknown number. "This isn't over. Vance had partners. They're coming for you." A friend. Malcolm stopped walking. Bones saw his face. "What?" Malcolm showed him the message. Then the hospital lights went out. Emergency backup generators kicked in, dim red glow, and from somewhere in the building, a gunshot echoed. Malcolm shoved Sean behind him. "Get down!" The gunshot came from the stairwell. Not random, precise, aimed. A bullet punched through the window beside Malcolm's head. Glass exploded. Bones grabbed Malcolm, pulled him into a patient room. Sean and Rita scrambled after them. "Who the hell is shooting?" Cutter's voice crackled over the radio. Malcolm keyed his mic. "Unknown. Multiple shooters. Lock down the exits." Another gunshot. Closer. The door at the end of the hallway burst open. 3 men, not deputies, not FBI, civilian clothes, tactical gear, faces covered, cartel, Vance's partners. "They're here for witnesses," Malcolm said. "Rita, Sean, anyone who can testify." The lead shooter raised his rifle. Malcolm slammed the door shut. A bullet splintered wood where his head had been. "We're trapped." Rita's voice was pure terror. Malcolm looked around. Standard hospital room, 1 window, 4th floor, too high to jump. 1 door, blocked by armed killers. Bones checked his weapon. "I've got 6 rounds." "I've got nothing." Malcolm's hands were empty. No gun, no knife, just broken bones and spite. Footsteps in the hallway, coming closer. Sean was shaking. Malcolm put himself between the boy and the door. The door exploded inward, kicked off its hinges. The lead shooter stepped through, rifle raised, saw Malcolm, smiled. "Sheriff says hello." He aimed at Sean. Malcolm didn't think, didn't hesitate. He threw himself forward. The gunshot was deafening in the small room. The bullet hit Malcolm's center mass, punched through his chest, exited near his spine. He hit the floor, couldn't breathe. Blood spreading across his shirt, warm and wet. Sean screamed, "Malcolm!" The shooter adjusted his aim, back to the boy. Then a blur of motion. Trent Vance, the bully, the sheriff's son, appeared in the doorway. He wasn't supposed to be there. Wasn't supposed to care. But he'd seen everything. Seen Malcolm take a bullet for a kid he barely knew. Seen what his father really was. Trent tackled the shooter from behind. They crashed into the wall. The rifle clattered away. "Run!" Trent shouted at Sean. The other 2 shooters raised their weapons. Bones fired. 1 dropped. The hallway exploded with gunfire. FBI tactical team flooding in, Reeves leading the charge, weapon drawn. "Drop your weapons!" The remaining shooter tried to run. Cutter clotheslined him. The man hit the floor hard. Silence. Ringing ears. Smoke. Malcolm lay on the floor, blood pooling beneath him. His lung was collapsing. He could feel it, the wet, sucking sound when he tried to breathe. Sean dropped beside him, hands shaking. "No, no, no, no. Don't die. Please don't die." Malcolm's vision was graying at the edges. He reached up, found Sean's hand, squeezed. "Told you." His voice was barely a whisper. "I'd walk you home. You did. You did." Sean was crying. "So you have to stay. You have to—" "Medic!" Bones' voice. Desperate. "We need a medic now." Paramedics rushed in, hands on Malcolm's chest. Pressure, pain, someone shouting about collapsed lung, internal bleeding, shock. Malcolm's eyes found Reeves. She was cuffing the surviving shooter, her face grim. "Did we get them all?" Malcolm choked out. "Yeah." Reeves knelt beside him. "Vance gave up his partners. DEA's hitting their locations now. It's over. The kid? Safe." Malcolm's eyes closed. "Stay with us, brother." Bones' voice, far away. "Don't you fucking leave." Malcolm heard Sean crying. felt small hands holding his, then nothing. He woke up in surgery. Bright lights, masked faces, a doctor saying, "Bullet missed his heart by 2 centimeters. Lucky bastard." Then darkness again. When he finally opened his eyes, really opened them, it was 3 days later. White ceiling, beeping machines, the chemical smell of hospital disinfectant, and Sean, asleep in the chair beside his bed, head resting on his arms. Malcolm tried to speak. His throat was raw. "Kid?" Sean's head shot up, eyes wide, then filling with tears. "You're awake. You're actually—" He couldn't finish. Just grabbed Malcolm's hand, held on like he'd never let go. "How long?" Malcolm croaked. 3 days. They said you almost died, twice." "Takes more than that." Sean laughed, cried, both at once. The door opened. Bones walked in, looking like he hadn't slept in days. Behind him, Rita, Agent Reeves, and, surprisingly, Trent. "Brother," Bones's voice cracked, "you scared the hell out of us." "What happened?" Reeves stepped forward. "Vance's cartel partners are in custody. All of them. He's cooperating fully. 20-year sentence minimum. His son," she glanced at Trent, "has been placed with his aunt in Colorado. Witness protection." Trent looked at Malcolm. "I'm sorry. For everything. What I did to Sean. What my dad—" "You tackled a guy with a gun," Malcolm interrupted. "That took guts. I saw you take a bullet for him." Trent's voice was quiet. Nobody's ever done something like that. For anyone. That's what family does." Trent nodded, wiped his eyes. "I hope someday I'm half the man you are." He turned to Sean. "I'm sorry, really. If I could take it back—" "I know." Sean's voice was small. "Your dad was the monster, not you." Trent left. The room went quiet. Rita sat on the edge of Malcolm's bed. "The club's putting us up in Carson City. New apartment, new school for Sean. Agent Reeves says we're safe now." "You are, because of you." Rita's voice broke. "You didn't have to do any of this." "Yeah, I did." She kissed his forehead, left with Reeves. Bones lingered. "Brother, the club's rebuilding. New clubhouse. Donations coming in from chapters across the country. Town councils naming a street after us." Malcolm snorted. "That's ridiculous." "That's what I said." Bones grinned. "But Sean's designing the sign, so we can't say no." He left. Just Malcolm and Sean now. The boy climbed onto the bed, careful of the tubes and wires, curled up beside Malcolm like a kid half his age. "I don't want to leave you." "You're not. Carson City's 2 hours away. I'll visit every weekend. Promise?" "Promise." Sean was quiet for a long moment. Then, "Malcolm, what you said in the desert, about being the scared kid once. Did someone come for you?" Malcolm stared at the ceiling. "No. I'm sorry." "Don't be." Malcolm looked at him. "I'm just glad somebody came for you." They sat in silence. The machines beeped. The hospital hummed. Finally, Sean spoke. "When I grow up, I want to be like you." "No, you don't, kid. Be better." "I'll try." Malcolm's phone, which Bones had left on the bedside table, buzzed. Unknown number. Malcolm's chest tightened. He opened the message. "You survived." Impressive. But Vance wasn't the only one who wanted that family silenced. "See you soon." The real boss. Below it, a photo. The new apartment in Carson City. Rita and Sean moving boxes inside. The timestamp. 14 minutes ago. Someone was watching them. Right now. Malcolm tried to sit up. Pain exploded through his chest. The machine screamed. Sean grabbed his shoulders. Malcolm, what's wrong? Malcolm shoved the phone at him. Call Bones. Now. Tell him to get to Carson City, armed. They're in danger. Sean's face went white. He grabbed the phone. Dialed. Malcolm ripped the IV from his arm, swung his legs off the bed, every nerve ending on fire. A nurse burst in. Sir, you can't. Watch me. He stood. The room spun. He didn't care. Bones answered. Brother. Carson City. Rita and Sean's apartment. They're being watched. Go, now. I'm 20 minutes out, The line went dead. Not disconnected. Cut. Malcolm's blood turned to ice. His phone rang. Same unknown number. He answered. A voice. Digitally distorted. Cold. You cost us a lucrative operation, Mr. Cross. Sheriff Vance was useful. Now he's gone. So we're taking payment another way. If you touch them, you'll what? You can barely stand. And my people are already inside that apartment. In the background, Malcolm heard it. A woman screaming. Rita. Then the line went dead. Malcolm didn't remember getting to Carson City. Just fragments. Bones driving 90 on Highway 50. Sirens wailing behind them. Bursting through an apartment door. Gunfire. Shouting. Blood. When the smoke cleared, 3 cartel enforcers were dead. Rita and Sean were alive. Barely. The FBI found the real boss 2 weeks later, a cartel lieutenant operating out of Reno. Reeves led the raid personally. He didn't survive the arrest. Malcolm woke up in the hospital again. Different room, same machines beeping. 5 days gone. Sean was in the chair beside his bed, drawing. His arm was in a cast, broken during the Carson City attack. But he was alive. He looked up, saw Malcolm awake, smiled through tears. You came again. Always will, kid. Agent Reeves appeared in the doorway. It's over. The cartel's Nevada operations are dismantled. Vance is cooperating with federal prosecutors, 25-year sentence, no parole. She paused. And your club? Cleared, officially declared civilian heroes by the governor. Malcolm closed his eyes. We're not heroes. Tell that to Sean. 4 months later, Malcolm stood in Dustfield's town square, ribs finally healed, collarbone held together with titanium pins. The town had organized a ceremony. 100 people gathered, teachers, parents, kids from the school. The mayor presented the Hells Angels with a plaque. For extraordinary courage in defense of our community. Bones accepted it, gave a short speech about brotherhood and standing up when others sit down. Malcolm stood in the back, uncomfortable in the attention. Rita found him, Sean beside her wearing a miniature Hells Angels vest, honorary member stitched across the back. Thank you, Rita said, for the 1000th time. Thank you. You already thanked me. I'll thank you every day for the rest of my life. Sean tugged Malcolm's vest. Can we go work on the bike now? Malcolm smiled. Yeah, kid. Let's go. They drove to the new clubhouse, rebuilt with donations from chapters across America. The garage smelled like motor oil and possibility. Malcolm's Harley sat on the lift. Sean grabbed tools without being asked. The boy had been coming every weekend learning. Hand me the torque wrench. Sean did. Watched Malcolm work. When can I ride my own bike? When you're 16 and not a day sooner. That's forever. That's safe. They worked in comfortable silence, father and son in everything but blood. Finally, Sean spoke. "Malcolm, kids at school ask why I hang out with bikers. What should I tell them?" Malcolm set down the wrench, looked at the boy. "Tell them family isn't who you're born to. It's who shows up when the world walks away." Sean nodded. "That's what I said." "Smart kid." "I learned from the best." The sun was setting when they finished. Malcolm and Sean rolled the Harley outside. Bones, Cutter, and Gage were mounting up for an evening ride. "You coming?" Bones asked. Malcolm looked at Sean. "Yeah, we're coming." He helped Sean onto the passenger seat, made sure his helmet was secure, climbed on in front. The engine roared to life, that beautiful American thunder that sounded like freedom and second chances. They pulled onto Highway 50. The desert stretched endlessly. The sky was painted red and orange and gold. Malcolm glanced back. Sean's arms were wrapped around his waist. The boy was smiling, not the scared, broken kid from Pete's truck stop 4 months ago. This was a kid who knew he was protected, loved, safe. On the back of Sean's vest, stitched in gold thread, the words Bones had added last week. "Family chose me." Malcolm twisted the throttle. The Harley accelerated. Behind them, 30 brothers followed, a convoy of leather and chrome and loyalty. The sun dipped below the horizon. The engine roar faded into the peaceful hum of tires on asphalt. And Malcolm understood something he'd spent his whole life searching for. Redemption wasn't about erasing the past. It was about making sure the future looked different for someone else. Sometimes the most broken men build the strongest families. And sometimes the only thing standing between a scared kid and the darkness is a man who knows what that darkness looks like and refuses to let anyone else face it alone. Like and share this story. Hit subscribe right now for more stories about ordinary people standing up when the system sits down, about brotherhood that transcends leather and chrome, and about second chances that change everything. Also, check out the 2 videos showing on the screen right now. See you in the next one, family.